here with Zane Littlejohn, NEAFL development coach. Now, Zane, another impressive win on the weekend against the Sydney Swans, getting up, nearly doubling their score. How are your thoughts around the game?
Yeah, obviously a great outcome. Again, we understand every game against the Sydney Swans is we go and we respect their footy club immensely. So we know it's going to be a tough contest. We really wanted to start the game really well, and I think if you look at how we started the game, we were really impressive, and that sort of set our day up for the rest of the game. And look, for us to come out and, as you mentioned, double their score and sort of, kick 100 points against the Swans is a great effort. But more importantly, the way we went about it. We win the contested footy, we win clearance. The key areas where the Swans are well known for was really pleasing on the day.
And you had 20-5 inside 50s in the first quarter. Do you put the win down to that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we started the game extremely well. That was the focus going in. We want to, regardless of who we play, we want to start the game well because we know if we do that, it obviously sets the rest of the day up, and it's hard for opposition to sort of bounce back from that. Whether you're in front on the scoreboard necessarily, or it's just how you play the game. So our contested footy, as we mentioned, the inside 50s, as you mentioned, the territory battle, which is obviously super important in any game of footy. But to start, 20 inside 50s in the first quarter was really pleasing, and then off the back of that, our pressure inside 50. I think for the day we had 24 50 tackles. That type of stuff is invaluable. And so when you're winning the territory battle, but then also pressuring as well, it makes your day going to be pretty good.
And who would you say were your standout players on the day?
Yeah, as any coach, you don't like to pick individuals out, but, Jacob Allison off a wing, spent more time on the wing this week, still played across half-back, but spent more of his time up on the wing. Ability to kick 3 goals through there was really good. Tom Joyce inside, he's just growing each week, just getting better. Obviously, a young draftee to our club this year, hadn't played a lot of footy last year because of surgery through his hips, but he's starting to find a bit of continuity now in his footy, and I think his teammates are starting to realise what talent he's got. But he's also finding other avenues, his ability to play forward now. When he goes forward, he's still staying involved in the game. Then you got Josh Walker down back, who came back. His attitude attacked the game really well. To take 8 mocks is a fantastic effort, and that's probably credit to our defensive coaches in obviously Murray Davis and Paul Henriksen, who have worked super hard with all our defenders in creating that side of our game to be able to mock the footy back when we lose it, and then starting our offence from there.
And talking about the academy squad, were they a real help on the day?
They always are, and I think we had 4 of our young men come in and play on the weekend, their first game for our footy club at NEAFL level, and they'll play Allies footy this week, which is fantastic. But I think it's a full credit to Josh Hunt and the academy coaches there, how they stepped into our program on the weekend. They sort of stepped in and didn't look out of place at all. They played in a variety of positions, down, back, up forward, through to midfield at times. So for them to step in and play a role like that, and it's full credit to our AFL listed boys as well, the brotherhood they sort of show in welcoming them into the program, but also when they're doing things or needing a hand on the ground, might be with a structure where they're just not quite in place. The brotherhood around that's been fantastic, and look, that's a full credit to the direction our footy club's going and heading, which is really pleasing.
And as Archie Smith going up into the AFL team, who filled in that ruck position? Yeah,
so it's an interesting one. It's sort of been a while since we haven't gone in with an out-and-out ruckman. But Connor Ballenden stepped in the role this week with support of Sammy Skinner and Tom Fullerton. Unfortunately, Connor couldn't quite finish the whole game out with an ankle, but his start to the game was really, really impressive. Not necessarily through his ruck and tap work, but what he was able to do around the ground, his follow-up work, his second, third efforts, and just his attitude, the way he approached the new role. He's played a bit of time in the ruck before, but sort of been playing in defence for us this year and a little bit forward. So to really take, be the number 1 ruckman for us and really lead that way in the first half, in particular the first quarter, as you mentioned earlier, we were able to dominate that and win the territory battle, was really off the back of his hard work. And then for Sammy Skinner and Tommy Fulton, who have been doing little bits and pieces, we're able to probably spend a little bit more time in there as well. And it's just another, Fags uses the word about kit bags and adding a tool into your kit bag. There's something else now. They're showing that they've got the ability to go and spend time in the ruck as well. So the more we can give our players opportunity and exposure to different positions, the better that makes them, therefore makes us as a footy club moving forward. So it's a really pleasing sign.
What are you looking at going to the game this week?
Yeah, this week again, it's just about us starting and following, trying to push AFL standards, as we do every week. It can be tough at times with with obviously winning games and obviously 8-0 at the moment, but we continue to focus on the process. I know it gets mentioned a lot playing AFL footy, but we just got to continue to get our process right. If we get that right, we know when our players, when their time comes to go and play AFL footy like we saw on the weekend, they'll be ready to step up ideally and not just go up for 1 week, be able to spend time up there and show some good continuity, and we don't lose anything when they're going up.
And Ben Keys did get listed in the AFL this week, and he is a huge contributor to the NEAFL side. How do you think he performed this week?
Yeah, he has been a great contributor to our NEAFL side, and that's probably a real evidence of how well our footy club's going. Ben had to string a few 6-7 weeks together of really good footy at NEAFL to get his AFL opportunity, and that's pleasing because he stepped up on the weekend, as you said, against the Hawks, and was able to really, I thought, contribute really well. His GPS was high, as we know. Ben worked super hard, and his pressure and tackling and all that as well is quite high in that area of the game for us as well. So for him to step up and contribute in some way like that, through his work rate and his ability to pressure, and that is full credit to Ben and how hard he's worked and his attitude and the way he approaches his game.